Hey guys, I'm Miss Doak and I am with Alabama Virtual Academy. I'm your middle school counselor, and this is the video about Energy Bus rule number 4. This book is by John Gordon, but this is just our little summary of what we think about it, okay? All right, so we already have gone over rules 1 through 3 in previous newsletters. You can find those on our counselor website. But just a quick review. Energy Bus rule number 1 is you are the driver of your own bus. So obviously you might not actually have a school bus that you drive, but this just means like this is your life and you get to decide where you're going, all right? And number 2 was desire, vision, and focus move your bus in the right direction. All right, so basically you have to decide what's important to you and what you desire, and then like you have to visualize like where you want to go and what success would look like to you. All right, and then rule number 3 is fuel your ride with positive energy. So basically, the gas that would push your bus along to the right direction to your success would be positive energy, okay? If you believe that you are going to be successful, that's what matters most, all right? And you have to have just positive energy in your own life for other people to kind of believe in you as well, okay? So that brings us to today's lesson, okay? So after we finished rule number 3, there were a few more chapters in the book that kind of followed up to see how George did with understanding that he had to fuel his bus with positive energy. We also read a quote at the end of our video last time about how you have to feed the positive dog because that's the dog that's going to live. All right, if you feed the negative dog every day, of course the negative dog would live and would keep going, but you have to choose to just feed the positive dog, okay? So this is how he kind of learned to do that for his life, okay? So some strategies that he learned from the bus driver, Joy, in the book. She taught him about this book, and in the book it gave these two things. Okay, these are two strategies that George used, and he actually found that it totally helped change his mindset. Okay, number 1 was a thankful walk. Okay, so every night he would start going, either taking, his dog for a walk or just going on a walk by himself. And he started just listing things that he was thankful for in his life. And there was a quote in the book that Mr. Gordon wrote, and it said, "It's physically impossible to be stressed and thankful all at the same moment." And so, when you stop thinking about the things that are weighing you down, the negative things, you actually can start being positive and thankful. All right, and then number 2 is along with his thankful walk, he started adding in the success walk. All right, and you don't actually have to go on a walk to do this. You could actually just lay in bed and think about successful things from your day instead of laying there being stressed about all of the things you didn't get done or all of the things that didn't go quite like you wanted them to. Instead, lay in bed, maybe journal, and think about the things that you did really good that day. Things that maybe people noticed that you did good and they pointed out to you, or things that you just know were better in your opinion. All right, and then you actually will start, they say, becoming addicted to life. You become addicted to doing these successful things because you know it makes you feel good. All right? So that was just a follow-up from rule number 3. And then this brought George to rule number 4. Okay, and that was that now that he has his positive energy in his life, he has to actually invite people to go on the bus journey with him. Okay, so this is it. Invite people on your bus and share your vision for the road ahead. Okay, so if everybody around you is still super negative all the time and they just are judgmental about everything, or they're not really on the right track that you're trying to go on, you need to actually like share with them like what you are trying to do in your life and ask them to join you, okay? So you might ask, how do you know that you're going on a that you're taking a bus ride? Like, how do you like ask people to join your metaphorical bus? Um, and it's kind of funny because they actually have bus tickets on the energybus.com website, and you can print them off for different areas that you're on this journey. But the first one is kind of like this. It just is like, you're invited on my bus. All right. And they say, it's a good idea maybe to email it with a message to somebody explaining like, something that you're going to try to do and you really want them to support you in this. Or you can print it off and write a little note to them and give it to them. Just whatever is easiest for you, really. And so, what does it look like really to invite someone on your bus? Okay, like, yeah, you have the bus ticket, but, what else does it look like really? So the first thing I was thinking about was, how do you know who you want to invite? You don't just want to invite everyone that you know. So some things I was thinking of was maybe essential people that you work with. Like if you actually go to work, you want to invite people that are on your team. But if you don't go to work yet and you're just a student, maybe invite your learning coach. Like if you do school at home, your teacher, your parent, maybe your siblings that you have to be around every day. If you're at school, maybe friends, things like that. So people that basically are going to determine if you have a positive day or a negative day, especially if you have to work with them on something. Like if you're with us at Alva, you have a learning coach, hopefully, that is there with you every day. If they're super negative and not really understanding like what you're trying to achieve, then you might want to tell them like, hey, I've decided to be positive and that I am gonna, go on this journey towards success this year. And ask them to come along that journey with you, and y'all can both just change your mindsets and work together. All right? So, like we said, how do you invite them? Obviously, you could just talk to them if you want to, but you can totally go to the www.theenergybus.com and you can email someone your ticket, or you can print it off and write a little note and give it to them. Basically, if you don't talk to people about your vision and about what you're trying to do in your life, or even what kind of mindset you're trying to have, then people are going to continue to be how they've always been. They're not ever going to join you on your journey, okay? They're going to be negative like they've always been because they think y'all are still acting like that, okay? And the last thing I had right here was, you need to be able to share what your vision for your life is. Okay, so if you still aren't quite sure like what that means, like what my vision is, think about these two things. Maybe you have the desire for a positive and supportive team, whether it's your learning team at home, like if you do school at home. Maybe it's people that you work with. You want to have a supportive team that's positive and uplifting. Maybe it's friends. You just have a friend group and they're very negative and they don't really want to forgive people, or they don't want to reach out to people that need a friend. Maybe you should, be able to verbally express to them like what you want to change and what kind of friend you want to be. And that's the only way that people are really going to know. Okay, you have to tell them. And I really like this quote from John Gordon, who's the author. He says, "Your positive energy and vision must be greater than anyone else's, anyone and everyone, everyone's negativity." Okay, so people are going to be negative, and that's how they've always been. Okay, so you have to show them that you're different. It has to stand out in order to make a difference, okay? But what if you're nervous? What if you're freaking out? So George in the book, he was excited about this. Like he gave the tickets to people on Friday, I think, and he said, okay, think about it over the weekend, meet back, okay? And he was excited, nervous to go to work on Monday because he didn't know who was going to join his bus ride and who was going to not, okay? Um, but he had this quote from Abraham Lincoln that I thought was pretty cool. I am not bound to win, but I am bound to be true. I am not bound to succeed, but I am bound to live up to the light that I have. I must stand with anybody that stands right, stand with him while he is right, and part with him when he goes wrong. So everybody might not join your bus, okay? And that's when you have to decide, are these people right in my eyes or are they wrong in my eyes? You don't have to stay with the same group of friends if they're not who you want to be, okay? Obviously, you probably can't get rid of your learning coach if they're not who you want to be, but you can just keep trying, okay? Just show them that you really do care and you really are trying, okay? So a couple tips here. You may be nervous to tell people that you are trying to be different. Maybe they won't understand at first or they won't want to be positive at first because it's a life change. All you can do is stay true to who and what you think is right, and others will decide for themselves what to do. Maybe they'll join you, maybe they won't. If you're having a hard time with like a learning coach and you really just can't get them to be supportive for you, maybe they need just help. Maybe you need to reach out to your homeroom teacher, to a counselor at our school, or something like that, and we can help you communicate, what is needed from a learning coach that is supportive. Okay, we can do that with you. So some ideas for people that you might want to invite on your bus, your learning coach, siblings. If your learning coach is not your parent, maybe try to get the rest of your family involved. Maybe a best friend group that you have. Print out some tickets for them. Explain to them like who you're trying to be if you're changing, your mindset to this positive one. And ask them to think if they would like to join you, and give them a day to respond. Like tell them, hey, in 2 days, meet me back here and tell me if you think you can partner with me on this journey. So thank you for watching this, and just as a recap, our rule this week is invite people on your bus and share your vision for the road ahead.